from Dr. Batra's clinic, and there are also uh, different Batra centers who are logged on to us. So we are addressing a total of 100 doctors. And welcome to all of you. We believe that the Batra clinic is doing wonderful job in popularizing homeopathy, making it accessible to people and giving it a wide publicity, and definitely raising the standards of how homeopathy is viewed by not only common people but also by homeopathic doctors themselves. Earlier, the kind of image of a homeopathic doctor was one guy sitting in a garage or a shed with slippers, pajama, charging 10 rupees, 5 rupees, dispensing medicines. And yes, definitely in rural India, in small cities, in towns, this practice is still going on, and homeopaths are handling a large number of family practice, acute cases, daily problems, and providing unique service to India at a minimal cost. And it is greatly appreciated. We don't have to say anything bad about it. We appreciate, we salute these great people who are doing this service. But nowadays, the trend in the whole world is towards holistic medicine. You know, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi inaugurated Reliance Hospital in Mumbai, and
अच्छे से अच्छे डॉक्टर भी होम्योपैथी की ओर जा रहे हैं। होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर का मूड बना है, बड़ा आकर्षण का केंद्र बना हुआ है। अच्छे से अच्छे डॉक्टर भी होम्योपैथी की ओर जा रहे हैं।
so he is emphasizing in the inauguration of an allopathic hospital that more and more medical doctors are looking towards holistic treatment, because simply because even though modern medicine has made tremendous progress and sophistication in terms of diagnosis, in terms of surgery, in terms of research, but yet the commonest illnesses of today. This morning I had one patient with lichen planus. Very, very common psychosomatic disease. What treatment does modern medicine have? Only corticosteroids, only antihistaminics. Really, long-term treatment. This is only one example. 99% of such illnesses, people commonly suffering arthritis, asthma, eczema, depression, autoimmune conditions, multiple sclerosis, have no solution yet. And the reason is so simple. The reason why it has no solution in modern medicine is because they are knocking the wrong door. They are thinking that disease is problem of the various parts of the body, whereas disease is not problem of the parts. Disease is problem in the center. Just like if there is rioting in some city, or let us say some Hindu-Muslim problem in some area, it is not a problem of that area. It is a problem the entire nation expressed in that particular area. And unless that basic problem is sorted out, it's going to erupt all over the place. Today you suppress here, it will erupt there. And the central controlling systems of the body are three: the nerves, the endocrine, and the immunity. And these three systems, the nervous system, endocrine system, and immune system, are the three central minister: defense minister, home minister, finance minister. And they are all under the prime minister, which is the mind. Together they form a cabinet which makes policies, which has patterns, which has attitudes, which has ways of perceiving and reacting to situations. You can have an aggressive government, you can have a passive government, you can have a cowardly government, you can have a violent government. But every ministry will reflect that policy. So the immune system will be violent, the endocrine system will be violent, the nervous system will show violence, and the mind will show violence. So when we study the whole story together, what are the symptoms of the mind, what are the symptoms of the endocrine system, what is endocrine system in homeopathy? Menses, sexuality, obesity, growth and development. What is the nervous system in homeopathy? Cravings and aversions, general modalities, thermal modalities. What is the immune system? Tendency to catch cold, tendency to allergies, tendency to autoimmunity. These are our mentals and general symptoms that we give primary importance to. We study the man. What is man? His mentals and generals. And when we study that and find an appropriate remedy at that level, then we find long-term solutions to problems. And that is where the real potential of homeopathy lies. Yes, we are able to treat day-to-day problem, diarrhea, dysentery, cold, cough, injury, burns. Yes, great. But what the world is now asking for is more. It is asking for solution to long-term problems. And that is only possible, my dear colleagues, my dear friends, by a proper study of the case and finding the appropriate medicine for the whole person. A short-term, partial totality, a temporary solution is always temporary. The deeper you go, the better the result, the more long-lasting the result. And that is the reason why we need to upgrade our own psyche. It is not important only to popularize homeopathy. It is very important to upgrade our standards, to meet the demand on us, the expectation on us from the people. Please heal us, heal our chronic problem, give us a long-term solution. And for that we need to upgrade ourselves. In upgradation of ourselves, there are two aspects. The first aspect is to be very firm in our own fundamentals, existing body of information and technique that we have, which is the repertory, the materia medica, the philosophy, the art of case taking, and so forth. In this there are many techniques, in this there are many methodologies, Kent method, Bonninghausen method, this method, that method of case taking, and so forth. Different ways of repertorization, different software, different repertories to use. Then books of reference, materia medica, provings. In this also latest software is available with search functions, so that you can get into any book at any time. In my computer lies the entire literature of homeopathy right there, and easy to search. Unbelievable progress we have made in the last 20 years. This is one part of it. The second part of our upgradation is and has to be all the new developments that have taken place in homeopathy. In the last 20-25 years, there is an explosion of research, advancement, not only of materia medica. We started with Hahnemann with 99 remedies. 20 years back, there were 400 remedies. Now we have 4,500 remedies, and which more remedies getting into materia medica every single day. Provings taking place all over the world. Can you imagine? 10 years ago, we had no remedy from the birds. Today, we have 47. There was no remedy from fishes. There were 10 remedies from insects. It's explosion. From the periodic table, we knew here and there. Now, the entire periodic table is open to us. The animal kingdom, the plant kingdom. We used to use so many plants. Now we use about 40 times that number. And all this is helping us. The second thing is the understanding of homeopathy itself. Earlier we understood homeopathy as symptom similarity. Patient has a set of symptoms. Which remedy has the most similar set of symptoms? Now this is one part which is still there, very, very valid. But we have developed another part, which you can say is the other side of the brain. What is that? What is the experience of the patient? How does he feel? How does he perceive reality? Similarly, how does the remedy feel? How does it perceive reality? This is the other side of symptoms. One side symptom, one side experience. And when we combine this together, we say, does the patient have the symptoms of the remedy as well as the experience of the remedy? Then we are 100% sure what remedy is the right one. That method is called sensation method, because sensation has to do with one's experience. How does one sense something? And then a whole vocabulary, a whole encyclopedia of what are the sensations of different groups of remedies, families of remedies. How does one understand this human being in relation to nature, in relation to animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, miasms? And then classify, and then see if the symptoms match, put it together. The results are significantly better than they ever were in history of homeopathy. So if we familiarize ourselves with both the aspects, the traditional and the contemporary, and we are able to put it together, then we will be able to give those results to our patients which they seek from us. And results in homeopathy, 100% everybody gets. The question is, how consistent do we get those results? How reproducible are those results? How can we assure that in every case we get those results? That is the question. There is nobody in this room who doesn't have a good case. I tell you, I know it. But ask yourself, am I confident that in the very next patient I get, I will get the best result that I got in the earlier case I got? The answer will usually be, I am not sure. Let us try. What we are working towards is consistency. How can we have a methodology that makes our results more consistent, more sure, more definite, more reproducible? That's the story. So, with these words, I really welcome you. We are very happy to share whatever we have, because we believe that if we can share with you and that helps you upgrade your level of homeopathy, through you we will be benefiting hundreds and thousands of patients, and we'll be benefiting homeopathy as a whole. So we take this as our opportunity also through you. You take it as your opportunity through us, and we can grow and do things together. Normally at this stage people give applause. but they don't laugh along with it. This spoils the whole thing. इतना राउजिंग मैंने दिया, नरेंद्र मोदी को तो इतनी तालियां मिलती है, हमको क्या मिला? कुछ भी नहीं मिला. कोई बात नहीं, आई लिव विथ इट. सो we'll start with a simple case. It's a case of cirrhosis of liver. This man is 42 years old, male patient, and we couldn't find a cause, because normally in a cirrhosis of liver we have to first establish what's the cause. So he never drank alcohol, he didn't have hepatitis, so we don't know how he got it. But he came to my clinic in March of 2014 along with huge ascites, edema of the feet, severe jaundice. His bilirubin was very high, like 10 or 12, 15, I don't know what it was, in a very weak state. And his story was that he consulted the doctors in Sri Lanka, and they told him, listen, we don't have much experience in our country to treat this condition, so you better go to India. The guy went to Chennai, went to a very big hospital. There the expert saw him and she said, basically you need a liver transplant. She gave him the costs and everything. It was in several lakhs and everything, which he said he could somehow maybe even manage to get, because he is not too badly off. But somebody told him, why don't you try homeopathy first? And so they brought him to my clinic, and that was the condition he came in. So he had jaundice, he had ascites, he had loss of appetite, he had portal hypertension, so there were varices also in the esophagus, and he had been advised liver transplant. So these are the common symptoms of the disease. So I'll interrupt here. I'll interrupt. Normally, when patient comes with that kind of pathology, our first thought is, which is a good remedy for that pathology? Maybe chelidonium, maybe Cardus marianus, maybe something else. But my experience is that when you give a remedy that is for the pathology, the chances of it working are less. There is a chance, maybe it will work. If you give 10 cases, 1 or 2, it will work, most probably. 9 cases, it will fail. What we need to do is to look beyond and to see if there are individualizing symptoms. If we are able to find individualizing symptoms in the patient and find a remedy for that, the chances are much better for 2 reasons. One reason is that you are finding a remedy more accurate for his state, number 1. And number 2 is that the very fact that he is able to give you individualizing symptoms means his vitality is good enough. Otherwise, usually there will be no individualizing symptom. So it's a good, better prognosis. So even in worst pathology, if the patient gives you clear individualizing symptoms, you can have hope. If not, give Cardus marianus and pray to Hanuman. कभी लग जाए तो अच्छा है. That's the thing. I am not averse to giving Cardus marianus or chelidonium, but as a last resort, when I have nothing better to do. Correct, na? I often give you example to my students, and generally I don't know what is your average age, but my students really appreciate. I say homeopathy is like matchmaking. So you are trying to find a partner with certain specific qualities. But now, if you don't find one with those qualities, then marry anybody. Maybe it will work. Maybe not. Huh? Hope is eternal. Dr. Vishpala is my main advisor, especially in matchmaking matters. Okay. So, these were his reports. You can see his bilirubin was 10.9, alkaline phosphatase 373, SGOT, SGPT very high, 855 and 546. And you know the normal is 0 to 40. So you can imagine why the doctor said your liver is gone beyond repair. And with portal hypertension, ascites, edema feet, loss of appetite, emaciation. So good case for transplant. So what do we do in a case taking? The most important thing, I think, is observation. As soon as the patient walk in, what do you see? How is he? How does he look? How does he behave? How desperate he is? What is his attitude? How does he speak? All data you have to observe. Then the first thing we observe, restlessness of lower limbs. The most difficult thing to teach in homeopathy is case taking. Most difficult. And what is the paradox? Is that it is the easiest thing to teach. Because Hahnemann said in aphorism 83, the individualizing examination of a case demands of the physician nothing but freedom from prejudice and sound senses, attention in observing, and faithfulness in tracing the picture of disease. He has summarized entire case taking in 2 lines. So it must be the easiest thing. अगर 2 लाइन में कोई समझा सकता है तो इससे easy हो क्या सकता है? And what does it demand? He says it demands nothing. Nothing must be the easiest thing to have. But unfortunately, it is the most difficult. I tell you honestly, I myself learned case taking after 30 years of practice. After 30 years and several 100,000 patients I must have seen, now I can tell you मेरे को case taking थोड़ा थोड़ा आता है. And उसका secret, the secret of it is this only. You need nothing. Unbelievable, no? You need to sit back and observe, hear, listen, and faithfully note down what is there in front of you. इससे मुश्किल काम दुनिया में नहीं है. You know it? Just imagine. You see somebody, है ना? On a bus stop, चलो इधर उधर, wherever, or you meet a stranger, or you meet a new person. Are you really able to see that person? Immediately your mind will think, he must be like that. He is wearing, वो watch कौन सा आता है? Rolex. Rolex watch पहना हुआ है. Egoistic fellow. You are blinded. Similarly, person comes and weeps, you will think pulsatilla. है कि नहीं? Somebody sits in front of you and weeps and one whole tissue box is gone. What will you give? Pulsatilla and bill for the box. Whatever it is, or pulsatilla दे भी देगा. Yielding है ना, so he will give also. Won't question. So our mind is prejudiced. It doesn't see what is there. It only sees what it wants to see. It doesn't see the totality. To observe the totality of what there is, every little minute detail, without any thought in your mind, this is the most difficult thing to do. And if you are able to do it, I tell you, I promise you, every case will be easy. So easy. But it will take you 30 years. करे क्या? Maybe you are more intelligent, it will take you 15. मुझे 30 लगा तो आपको 15 तो लग सकता है ना, इतना तो मैं बुरा नहीं हूं. But start training yourself to observe without prejudice. यही है secret, यही है. बाकी सब we can teach. Information, repertory, software, techniques, methodology. But where does the, हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं मार खाता है, where, how do you translate in English? मार खाता है किधर? Falter. हाँ, where does a person falter? It's not good enough. मार खाता है and falter. थोड़ा exact translation तो नहीं है. Where does he get hit? हिंदी में दम रहता है, ये इंग्लिश का वो नाजुकी नहीं चाहिए हमको. मार किधर, ठोकर किधर खाता है, वो ऐसे. Stumble नहीं, stumble I don't like, no, too not good translation, sorry. It's effect नहीं आता उसमें. तो when you go and try to propose to the wrong girl, एकदम जो लगता है ना खचाक, उसको बोलता है मार किधर खाता है. You must not have experience, I'm sure, but I have. So I know what is मार किधर खाता है. You make the wrong move, you get the wrong hit. हाँ, तो where does, in homeopathy, where वही match making का ही है. Where do you get the wrong hit? Is in case taking. ठीक है. So the first thing I observed, restlessness of lower limbs. ऐसे हिलाए. And what should, when should we note a symptom? When it is intense, when it is clear, when it is sure, when it is out of proportion. ऐसे हिला रहे पैर. एक दो बार हिलाया तो you don't write rest. अभी मैंने observation इतना कैपिटल में लिखा, restless lower limb means how much he must have moved, no? इतना मूव कि you attach a battery, वो एकदम चार्ज हो जाए. यानी इंटेंसिटी होना चाहिए to take that as an observation. So you have to understand that symptoms become peculiar by virtue of their intensity, by virtue of their peculiarity. Okay. So then desires, उसको पूछा अभी, उसको और symptoms you already know, loss of appetite, edema, these are pathognomonic or common symptoms to the disease. Not important. There were no other individualizing symptoms at a local level. न पेन था, उसको मोडालिटी था, कुछ नहीं. Now, how to take the case? So now, at a deeper level, what are his cravings? And he had very strong craving. And look at the list of craving. My God, salty and sour food. Salty and sour को क्यों साथ में लिखा? Because he needed a combination of salt and sour. Onions with lemon, combination usko. Then tomatoes, fried food, fruits like papaya, pineapple with salt. हम लोग नहीं वो चाट मसाला डाल के फ्रूट खाते हैं. Foreigners find it very funny. When I go to foreign country and they give me fruit, मतलब नमक लेके आओ, they are quite shocked. तो बोलते कल तुम आइसक्रीम में भी डाल के खाओगे नमक. वो इंडियंस में है ये क्वालिटी, राइट? एंड या ऑरेंज जूस विथ आइस, कोल्ड थिंग्स, ऑरेंज विथ सॉल्ट स्प्रिंकल्ड ऑन इट. इधर क्या हुआ? सॉल्टी एंड सावर. है ना? And sweet also. Sweet and salt. Salt and sour. Combination. Potato chips. Potato chips means fried food and potatoes. दोनों. Combination. Guava green. Mango green. माने वो जो sour sweet taste. But especially green fruit. अभी होम्योपैथी में ये द ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर होम्योपैथी इज इन इट्स एग्जैक्टनेस. In case taking, we have to be very exact. Very exact. Fruit craving is not good enough for us. Fruit with what? Fruit how? Fruit juice, fruit with salt, fruit green. Everyone has a different remedy. But that is only part of the story. I'll tell you one case that came to me few days ago. It must be here only, another song. One girl was there. Her parents, her mother was sitting, her father was sitting. Father was sitting on the side, mother next to her. Girl was about maybe 15, 16 years old. I asked her, what do you like to eat? Father is saying, she hesitated, means she was not replying quickly. एक दो मिनट हो गए यानी she was thinking about it. Father said she likes eating pizza, this thing. He was sitting on the side. The girl said, Father, I say, Father, if you want to answer for me, you come and sit in this chair and answer. So I said, okay. I told the girl and the father, forget your cravings and aversions, just tell me what happened just now. What did you say to him? Why did you say that to him? So she said, they are controlling all my decisions. मेरे को सोचने ही नहीं देते. They don't allow me to even take a decision. Look what he did. He's deciding for me what I like. This is every time happening, especially with my mother. Father also, but mother definitely. I said, okay, forget everything else. Just tell me about this part of. Because this was the intense thing that came up. And ultimately, it turned out, she says, listen, I don't know how to decide things for myself. Okay? Now, I want somebody to help me to decide. But I don't want them to decide for me. You follow this? That was what happened when I asked her about craving. She can't decide for herself. She might have liked a suggestion. Do you think you like that? She might have accepted. But she likes this. When they made the choice for her, she rebelled. Then we understood her remedy to be alumina. This is another story. But when you ask for any question, cravings, aversions, whatever it may be, you have to keep your eyes and ears open for what else is coming. In cravings and aversions is the greatest chance to discover the individuality of the person. But not through cravings and aversions. In this case, yes, clear. But in many cases, the way they say, Doctor, I crave for ice cream, but naseeb dekho mera. Look at my destiny. I can't touch it. I am diabetic. Look at me, poor me. What do you feel? Unlucky, so unfortunate. Arey goli maro ice cream ko. Take desire, feeling unfortunate. Try to understand that feeling deeper. So the idea of case taking is to go deeper and deeper into the individuality of the person. See, craving ice cream is not so uncommon. But feeling unfortunate is more intense in his case. He doesn't say, I like ice cream so much, so much, so much. Ice cream gaya bhad mein. He's saying, look at me, poor me, I can't eat what I like. Are you with me? ये आर्ट है बाबा, सीखो. These kind of things that you never asked for are the most important things in case taking. It is called peripheral vision. Means you are looking here, but something is happening there. That is 100 times more important. Because you have put your vision here, but what is happening there is spontaneous. The person who develops the art of peripheral vision is the best case taker in homeopathy. The symptoms which you never asked are the best symptoms to get. Then we ask for his position in sleep, and he says, I always sleep on my abdomen. Weather-wise, now see, we have here nerve symptoms. What is the cravings and aversion? Symptoms of the nervous system, nervous sensitivity. This is all to do with this nerve of taste, isn't it? So then, we have now here also nerve symptoms, exposure to heat and cold. Then, definitely, he feels much better in the damp weather. He liked to be in the seashore in the rainy season. Everything damp feels good for him. Very clear, strong. And he liked to be fanned and likes draft of air. When he go in the bus also, he liked the air to hit his face. So we must elicit clear, sure, peculiar symptoms. Then we asked about his nature. And he said, I don't like crowded areas. I don't like being touched. Even if my wife or children, they come near to touch me, I don't like it. Strange, no? By nature, he is very, very fast in everything he does and very impatient. Cannot wait. And also superstitious. That means he has beliefs that if you do this, that will happen, if you do that, the other thing will happen, and so forth. So we are gathering information about the patient from various areas, mind, cravings, thermals, and so forth. He has fears. The main fear is of failure. He always anticipates that he will fail. Suppose he goes to catch a bus or a train. He will fear that it will depart. If he goes for exam, he is sure that he will fail. If he takes a job, he is sure it will fail. Always, oh my God, what if I fail? What if I fail? With this anxiety, he does things. He has fear of liver failure, incurable, which is understandable because he has it. But always the feeling something bad will happen. And also fear of ghosts, which could connect also with superstition in a way. The dreams reflect this kind of something bad will happen. Because you see the dreams of earthquake, disaster, failure, ghost, and then the feeling somebody will catch me, I cannot move. And the dreams of the death of his friend or parent, means something bad will happen, somebody will die. So always anticipating, anxious. That also you can understand. What is the expression of this in his case? Restless feet, constant anxiety. कुछ हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा. You know, when you are anticipating something, your feet generally move, no? Or you are controlling your urge to go to urine, one of the two. There also fear something will happen, more or less. But this is an expression of that, because this, one of the remedies for restless feet is zincum metallicum. And the main symptom of zincum metallicum is something will happen. Another remedy for restless feet is Rhus tox, also constant restlessness. Hello. So try to correlate Materia Medica repertory with the mind, with the understanding. So these symptoms were taken as rubrics. Exactly, directly. Restless lower limbs, desire for raw onion, desire for salt, desire for cold water, desire for sour and salt, desire for orange, desire for fried, desire for potatoes, desire for lemon, desire for green fruit, desire for tomatoes, position on abdomen, damp weather ameliorate, desire to be fanned, desire for open air, hurry, haste, anticipation ailments from, dreams of death of relatives, fear of misfortune, fear of cancer, fear of ghosts, fear and superstitious. Now, these are rubrics from the repertory. You should just know them by using the repertory, by practicing. You should know immediately where what is found and how it is found. This takes practice, basically. So, the repertorial chart indicates that the remedy Medorinum has all of the rubrics, 22 rubrics in all, and has 57 marks, and the closest comes sulfur, which is a very distant second with 40 marks and 14 rubrics. So Medorinum is a clear winner. But we have to understand little bit more about Medorinum. First of all, you see that the restless lower limbs, which are very strong in the patient, is very, very strong in Medorinum. The three remedies for restless feet are Rhus tox, Medorinum and zincum. These are the three bold remedies. So what is strong in the patient should be strong in the remedy. This is very important. Suppose you find sulfur or some other remedy, let us say whatever, in 1 mark or 2 mark in restless feet, then there is no fun. That is one thing you have to look at. Second thing you have to look at is the drug picture of the remedy. The main symptom of Medorinum in the drug picture is always anticipating. You can see that in Phatak repertory, Materia Medica also. The rubric is always anticipating. Always thinking something bad will happen. Fear something will happen. Main remedy Medorinum. So the whole psychology of Medorinum, कुछ हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा. The third aspect of Medorinum is psychotic miasm. Medorinum is the center point of psychotic miasm. And the main story of psychotic miasm is always the story of anticipation. All psychotic remedy like gelsemium, for example, is psychotic miasm. Pulsatilla, so many others, thuja. All these remedies always fear something will happen, some anticipation. Another very strong theme of Medorinum is green fruit. In fact, in Kent only 2 remedies, Calcarea, Sulph and Medorinum. And that's what very strongly he craves. So in this way, you are able to see the peculiar symptoms, the mind state, the miasmatic state, the totality, all fitting clearly to medorinum. It has to match at all levels. That is called synergy. Synergy means seeing that every aspect, the miasmatic part, the sensation part, the symptom part, the mind picture part, the peculiarity part, everything matches. When there is a total match. In this case, for example, with this kind of match, I am able to say this patient will do better with great certainty. I told him in the first interview, my friend, you will be better, even though his pathology was terrible. But if I see this, no problem. Means his vitality is also very good. And where are the symptoms manifest? At the level of nerves, at the level of dreams. That means at a general level, means good vitality. And when it is manifest at a mental and general level, we usually prefer 1M potency. We choose the potency according to the level where symptoms are manifest. This idea of potency selection has helped us a great deal. Now you see Phatak Materia Medica, better by lying on abdomen, better by fresh air, better by being fanned, and better by dampness and damp weather. Exactly. This exact match is needed. So clear. So the level of experience is level 4, which is mental, general, delusion, dreams. We'll explain levels for those who don't know little later on. So he was given 1M potency, and corresponding to 1M potency is 50 millesimal 8 potency, LM8. Because his was a case of progressive pathology, 1M potency was given once, followed by daily doses of LM8. This is what we do in pathological cases. So this is a book picture of medorinum. You can read about it in Soul of Remedies. Exact what you see in the patient, you will see in the book. All the cravings, aversions, mind state, the perception of the person, exactly. So that's your homework. Read it. So what happened with the medorinum? He went to Sri Lanka, right? And in April we got the news. Compared to the situation when I met you, I am now 100% okay. And you see the urine color, which was with 10 point, you can imagine bilirubin. It must have been really yellow, isn't it? Became normal. The ascites, the legs, normal, everything normal. Everything normal. Mood is calm. And he says, when I think about what the Western doctors told me and what you have done to me, it is unbelievable. And all these asterisks are his. मैंने नहीं डाला. I'm just reproducing his email. And definitely the next month, even more better, and all that. And so forth. Now he saw me last week. After all this story, he saw me last week. Just you imagine, what did he come with? Some clever person must tell me. Flowers. Anybody else? What he came with? Pani puri. Very, very clever, very clever. Sri Lanka se pani puri leke aaya main. Unbelievable, What? Very good, very good. He came with 2 more patients. That's what should happen. अगर कोई ठीक हो रहा है, क्या लेके आएगा वो? 2 को पकड़ के लेके आएगा. अरे आजा बाबा, ठीक हो गया मैं. अप्लॉस. आपको हिंट मिल गया लगता है. अप्लॉज किसको मिलना चाहिए, बट लेट अस सी द वीडियो फर्स्ट. बहुत इंस्पायरिंग वीडियो, हाँ, देखने को. उसको सिर्फ पूछा कि टेल अस व्हाट हैपेंड. हाँ, फर्स्ट टाइम वी डिडंट टेक द वीडियो. क्लिनिक में मैंने नहीं लिया कि क्लिनिक का पेशेंट है.
So tell me please, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine now. Yeah.
How things are? How are your energy levels?
It's very good now. More than 95%.
Okay.
Almost 100% I can say. Yeah.
So what was your original complaint and how did you come to us and what was your problem?
Yes. I'm from Sri Lanka. Then in Sri Lanka, doctor said that I am suffering from cirrhosis. So they have no treatments there. Actually, they have done only 2-3 cases. So we tried to visit to India. So actually from the beginning for fevers, cough, I am taking homeopathic medicine in Sri Lanka. So, but my family, they don't know, they doesn't know about these things, this homeopathic medicine. So that doctor said, homeopathy doctor said in Sri Lanka, you don't worry about that. In homeopathy we can cure. But my family, my brother, my sisters, they don't want to go for the homeopathy and they brought me to Chennai Global Hospital. So there we have done so many tests. So their doctor said my liver is damaged by cirrhosis. So almost they want to go for the operation. That's mean they want to transplant. So we stayed there 7 days. So actually I don't want to go for the transplantation because I know the homeopathy can cure this without any operation. So I told my brothers and sisters, before we go for that, there is a choice like this. So there is a doctor in Mumbai, Dr. Rajan Shankaran. Then the Sri Lankan doctor gave the details of this doctor. Then we will go and meet him and we will take homeopathic medicine. So then their decision to transplant, they have to do transplantation. So it will cost about 45,000 US dollars. Even we spend that, whole life we have to drink the medicine. That's mean even up to die. So we did not like to go for that. Then brother also said, okay, you have believe in that, no, so we will go here. Then we come here. When I am coming here, I was completely out of condition. That means my eyes are yellow, my liver profile is completely beyond the normal limit. I am very black, my leg swollen. Yeah, I cannot eat, my stomach is like this.
Oh.
Yeah. Then when I came here with their reports, we met Dr. Shankaran, and actually he doesn't worry about the name of the disease or what they said. Even at that time, I was not in a situation to ask how you can cure this or like that. He also did not say anything, can or cannot. he just inquired me and everything about 2 hours. Then he gave the medicine to me for 3 months. So, with the thanks of God and with the help of the doctor, I was recovered within 1 month. My liver profile, that's mean all the tests showing it's becoming normal. Yeah. So every 3 months if I take the liver profile, there must be a decrease. That means before it was very high. Every month it's coming down. So now almost 1.5 years, my report is completely okay, liver profile. Then I am 100% okay now. So I I also like to other people to tell this, because there are so many people they doesn't know. They have believed only in that Western medicine. Actually, I am hearing there are patients like this suffering from same my disease. But if I tell them, they cannot realize this. Yeah, I am very sad about this. So I ask all the people, there is a way for the cure. Actually, thanks to God, then I really grateful to Dr. Shankaran, because I thought I was dead. Actually, I was that condition. But within 3 months, I can satisfy because of the medicine, I am getting improved. So I ask everybody to follow this medicine. In Western, they ask $40,000. That's mean a big amount. But my family, they will do. But when I come here, it was almost, in Sri Lankan money, it's more than 1 crore. $45,000 means more than 1 crore. So here, only in Sri Lankan money, 30,000, I got it done. Really, this is miracle. Then I show these details to my doctor, Western doctor. She also surprised watching my reports. Oh, it's miracle. You are excellent now. Like that.
And you can see he showed us his reports also, which I have for you, what happened to his parameters. All this comparatives chart, where it used to be and where it is today. So except for one, gamma GT, everything else normal. His bilirubin, which was 10, 0.3. SGPT, SGOT 855 to 30 and 38. And completely normal. So this is what homeopathy is capable of. And this is not credit to me at all. Imagine, I didn't discover medorinum. I have no clue. I didn't discover homeopathy also. You will be sad to know, but it's true. One old guy did it long ago. People proved remedies, recorded such exact details, restless feet, craving green fruit, things like that, craving sweet and sour and salt. For people from Batra's clinic, I give you a hint. Main craving of Medorinum, Pani Puri. If patient says, I will live on Pani Puri, give him Medorinum, forget the rest. It is combination of sweet, salt, sour, cold, potatoes, fried, everything Medorinum craves. Our main confirmation in India for Medorinum is craving Pani Puri. If he doesn't like it, we don't give him Medorinum. It's simple. And we will like to enter a rubric in the repertory. Desire Pani Puri. Then ये westerners को भी curiosity होएगा. Then Pani Puri guys can spread to the west and give them. यानी बहुत हो सकता है इकोनॉमिकल ग्रोथ ऑफ इंडिया. ऐसे है. तो इतना एग्जैक्ट डिटेलिंग, लॉ ऑफ सिमिलिया, प्रूविंग्स, रेपर्टरी, सॉफ्टवेयर, pharmacies which make the remedies, potencies, all of these, and teachers who taught us, they are responsible for this result. My credit is only postman. ये नॉलेज लिया, इधर अप्लाई किया बस. हाँ, ठीक एड्रेस पे देना है, वो बराबर है. वही तो हम सीख रहे हैं. But I tell you, all credit to our earlier great homeopaths who have done such fantastic work for us. Only left to us is to give it to the right address. लेटर किसी ने लिखा हुआ है, सब सील बील किया हुआ है, एड्रेस उस पे लिखा है, अपने को सिर्फ दरवाजा देख के आना है बस. वेरी गुड एग्जाम्पल, वेरी गुड. इतना ही काम है अपना. इजी, व्हाट डू यू से?